The Mysterious Island and the Land Before Time are owned by Universal Studios. All the trivia and goofs in this video are by LBT Wikia. This movie's title could be a reference to the book of the same name by Jules Verne. Now, for those that don't know, Jules Verne was an author, and he wrote books, novels, and plays. And some of his most famous works include Journey to the Center of the Earth, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and Around the World in 80 Days. This is the second appearance of Chomper and his parents. While this is his parents' last appearance to date, Chomper would eventually join the gang and become a main character in the TV series. This film uses subtitles for the sharptooth whenever they speak in their language. The only other instance to date in which this is done is in the TV episode Escape from the Mysterious Beyond. This is the first of two Land Before Time films to show blood, although the original did include a brief view of Sharptooth shredding Littlefoot's mother's skin off in shadow form, but the scenes with the blood were probably cut. As you saw, the plated Sharptooth slashed Chomper's father's snout and blood was drawn. And now, he slashed her mother's leg, slashing her badly.
You can't do that to my mommy!
The song Always There is noted as being the first mention of Littlefoot's mother since the original film, as well as one of the few moments in the sequel where Littlefoot appears to refer back to her or remember her.
Yesterday, she would hold me close, and then I'd hear her say, you know I'll never leave you, you can find me everywhere, in the morning light, the evening star, I'm always there.
Chomper is shown to be able to speak fluent Leaf Eater language in this film. How the character is able to speak it so well when he only spent a very short time with the gang after his birth, and why they are not surprised by his ability to speak the language, has never been explained. A cross-sea pattern, also known as square waves, can be seen just before the tsunami washes away the land path to the island. When the gang are on the island, they see that the land path they crossed to get there is gone, so they have no way of getting back. But when they try to call for help, a little bit of the path and some rocks, which weren't there before, suddenly appear. Later on, when they sail back on the log, about half the path is restored. When the herd sees the dead duckbill skeleton, the shot changes to an overhead view, and the duckbill's footprints are visible. If he decomposed down to nothing but a skeleton, he would have been dead for a long time, and the tracks would have disappeared by then. Also, Mr. Three-Horn changes positions. In this shot, he's next to Grandpa Longneck. But in the next shot, he's standing by Grandpa Longneck's tail. And in the shot after that, he's right next to the skeleton.
This poor fool probably wandered in circles for days.
When the gang are trying to escape the shark, in this scene, Ducky is smiling when she should be scared. When the gang go onto the cliff to avoid being splashed by the huge wave, there are many brown rocks near the edge of the cliff where they are standing. The shot then changes to an overhead view, and one gray rock is the only rock anywhere near the edge. Maybe the wave washed the others away. When the gang are shocked by Mr. Threehorn's statement that each herd is on their own, their shadows do not move with their bodies. And Petrie lacks a shadow entirely. When the gang are thrown off the log back onto the island, they land in the sand, and in this scene, we can see that their heads are buried in it. But when the camera changes, we can see that their heads are no longer buried in the sand. During Friends for Dinner, when the gang are singing in their hiding spot, at first there is no water in sight. But in this scene, Littlefoot suddenly steps in some right beside the place where he was standing. When Littlefoot's grandparents chat about Littlefoot's disappearance, Grandma Longneck's neck is glowing somewhat dark green. At the beginning of the movie, when the gang chased the lone tree star, Spike grabs Petrie from midair twice. The second time this occurs, the dialogue of Spike grabbing Petrie and Petrie shouting, "Spike, stop it," aren't synced to the animation. Also, in the same scene, Ducky's holding on to Sarah's tail, then she jumps on her back, tickling her with her feet. The camera then cuts to a full view of Sarah laughing, and Ducky has disappeared. After the gang mistake two inanimate objects for sharp teeth while attempting to sleep on the island, Ducky is seen on Spike's right side near his head. But in the next scene, she's shown shifting around, trying to get into a comfortable position, but is next to Spike's stomach. When Ducky thanks Littlefoot for catching her after falling from the flying sharptooth's nest, Littlefoot's back is colored like Spike's. When Chomper talks to his parents, his teeth, fingers, and toes are blue. During the fight between the plated sharptooth and Chomper's parents, Chomper disappears. And then he reappears after the plated sharptooth claws his mother's leg. Also, during the fight, Ducky moves to 3 gang members' backs. First, she's on Sarah's back. Now, she's on Littlefoot's back. And Littlefoot and Sarah's positions also switch. And now, she's on Spike's back. And Petrie also moves from Spike's back to Littlefoot's back. 4 goofs in just one scene. Wow. When the gang are eating the food that Chomper brought them, the berries on Petrie's leaf are blue. The camera then cuts to a close-up of him, and we can see that the berries are now pink. Also, he opens his mouth 4 times, but the 4th time, no chewing sound is heard. And finally, Littlefoot said that they had rescued Chomper from egg nappers.
We saved him from egg eaters.
However, given in the Great Valley adventure, how Littlefoot and his friends realized the egg they had taken couldn't be the one stolen from Ducky's nest, as they'd found them all safe and sound back in the nest. They hadn't saved him at all, but had stolen him. However, they probably thought that the egg may have been taken by Ozzy and Strut and rolled into the mysterious beyond, and that they truly rescued him. But anyways, there never was any other point in the Great Valley adventure where they rescued him from egg nappers. In fact, he saved them once by scaring off Ozzy and Strut with his shadow, and later, again, by biting Strut's tail. And the 3rd time the gang was in danger from Ozzy and Strut, it had been Chomper who tried to help Littlefoot, who had been captured by Ozzy and Strut, only for him to get captured, and then both of them saved by Chomper's parents. So if anything, Chomper and his presence had always rescued the gang from the egg nappers, rather than the other way round. And so, that's the trivia and goofs of the Land Before Time, the Mysterious Island. If there was something that I missed, please feel free to put it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.